felt it first. A birdie told me that you heard sweet sin liquor burns like your fingers on my skin. You'll keep your word, I'll keep my pride and your t-shirt unsaid. Just friends, don't pretend you're so innocent. When you came over that night, are you really trying to tell me that you had no other motive on your mind? When you held me in your arms, 3 a.m. it's dark and lonely, heard your heartbeat racing faster than my thoughts. Every time I catch your eye, see you looking into mine like you're writing me a fairy tale, but I'm not the girl you made me think. Don't know what I can't believe, please excuse me while I catch my breath. I'm chasing after love that can't exist, but I keep running across your town, through the woods, march the porch steps to your door. I know it's hopeless, not romance, but I do it all again. I do it all again. I spoke my truth. You said you're sorry or just bruised. Promise to forget. So why do you look at me like that? You've got some nerve. I'll kiss some guy to stop the hurt. I know it's so cold, but don't pretend like you're so mature. Cause when I questioned you again, are you sure that you don't want me? Said you couldn't see our future in your head. Then you drunk dial my phone, 3 a.m. Can I come over? Do you really think you never led me on? Heard you did the same to Grace, Kara, Emma, Annie, Blake. Should've known I wasn't any different, but you made me fall for you. Then you pay me like a fool. Think I got a good excuse to catch my breath. I'm chasing after love that can't exist, but I keep running across your town, through the woods, march the porch steps to your door. I know it's hopeless, not romance, so go on and write out your excuses. Timing, exes, baggage, friendship. Don't know what I was expecting. You can't follow what you want. Told me you could never lose me. Say I'm running. No, you pushed me. Now I'm crying to the moon, screaming we could have been in love. Said you saved me, but you broke me. Guess a hero leaves you lonely. Guess a brother's trust is nothing. I don't know you anymore. God, you make me feel pathetic. At a party, you're still dancing. I just watch you in slow motion. Don't you realize what you've done? Catch my breath. I'm suffocating, trying to make you care. So I walk home alone and tuck myself in bed while I try to understand. Wipe your name from my chest, it's for the best, cause I was always just a friend. Thank you. Okay. So that was called Catch My Breath. I wrote that, I guess, a little over a year ago now. And then my next song I wrote when I was 16 over a boy that I don't even really remember now, but it's always fun to play the song and get sentimental. So this is called 16 Months. I'll bet you pick her up 5:15 and you beat up Honda sister CDs in the sides. Bet you walk to the front porch, shake hands with her mom and tell her she looks pretty and open up her car door. And the way she talks about you seems you're everything she's dreamed. Reminds me how I felt for you when we were just 15. I gave you all my love, but it still wasn't enough. And I know you didn't mean to, but you really fucked me up. I'm not trying to be obsessive, I don't mean to make your business mine. Seems a little crazy, ex, but I'm not good at keeping things inside. Least to say I'm delicate. 16 months of healing and forward moves. Now she's got the new you while I got used. But I'm alright, I'm alright. I'm so happy that you're happy. I'm relieved to hear you're changing. But the boy she says is perfect's the same boy that left me broken hearted. And I guess that we're older now. I lost you and found myself, but some things will always sting despite what's easy to believe. Like you changed for her, but you couldn't change for me. I'll bet she's sitting in your passenger seat where I had my first kiss in November 19. Bet you tell her that you've never felt like this before. And if she's anything like me, I'll bet she believes ya. I know it's a little selfish, I'm not trying to get inside your head. Maybe I'm a little jealous, you never hurt the way I did. Least to say I'm okay. Songs that I've written and tears I've cried, 'cause you love all her scars, but you made half of mine. Oh, I'll be okay. I'm okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm so happy that you're happy. I'm relieved to hear you're changing. But the boy she says is perfect's the same boy that left me broken hearted. And I guess that we're older now. I lost you and found myself, but some things will always sting despite what's easy to believe. Like you changed for her, but you couldn't change for me. Do you hold her hand in a crowded room? Do you pull her close? Do you kiss her too? Do you get that feeling that you told me you had, but a few months later said was never really there? So thanks for the memories, thanks for the hurt, thanks for the games, thanks for the broken heart. 'Cause honestly I didn't see before, but now I know the lack of love you gave pushed me to find it for myself. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to say I'm happy. I'm relieved to hear you're changing. 'Cause the boy she says is perfect's not the boy that deserves my loving. And we're so much older now. I lost you and found myself, though some things will always sting despite what's easy to believe. You've got her, but I've got me. Thank you. I'm noticing a theme that with the songs I'm playing today, that they're all kind of about like men sucking, and that's not the vibe I'm trying to like bring. However, a lot of my songs are about that. Minus the last one I'm playing, I guess. That one's a happy one. But the next song is actually kind of a hypothetical situation, because I took a songwriting class in spring, and honestly, a lot of the songs I wrote during that didn't stick because they'd be like really specific like exercises, and I was kind of like, in what world can I relate to this? But this one, the assignment was to write in the style of another artist, and I chose like 2018 like Sabrina Carpenter, because I was like, she's like so confident, and in case you can't tell by my last couple songs, it's not usually what I don't usually write about being confident. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna milk this, and then this is what came out. loves me, loves me, loves me not. I guess I should have known. Knew you weren't innocent, but I took you as my own. Oh, I'd save all our memories and take what you left. Then I bathed in your legacy with tears that I shed. Wasted my energy and burned up my bed. Now I know that I'm better than the best you'll have. Down is the way that you fall when you see me now. Oh, what a shame that I'm gone. Words that you say couldn't stop me from moving on. Now I'm your best mistake. Now I'm your best mistake. Take me, take me, take me out to games you always win. Wiped me clean and made me proud to be your anything. Oh, I'd save all our memories and take what you left. Then I bathed in your legacy with tears that I shed. Wasted my energy and burned down my bed. Now I know that I'm better than the best you'll have. Down is the way that you fall when you see me now. Oh, what a shame that I'm gone. Words that you say couldn't stop me from moving on. Oh, what a thing you lost. Cold as the air that you breathe as I pass you by. Locked is your gaze while I walk. Bold like the name that I saw when she called your phone. Now I'm your best mistake. I screamed it from the trees, I screamed it from the moon, I screamed it from the heart. Can't believe I love you. I painted you like art, you paint me like a fool. But now I've got the cards, oh now the joke's on you. I screamed it from the trees, I screamed it from the moon, I screamed it from the heart. Can't believe I loved you. I painted you like art, you paint me like a fool. Oh, loving you is hard, but loving me simple. Loving me simple. Oh, oh. Down is the way that you fall when you see me now. Oh, what a shame that I'm gone. Words that you say couldn't stop me from moving on. Oh, what a thing you lost. Cold is the air that I breathe as I pass you by. Locked is your gaze while I walk. Bold like the name that I saw when she called your phone. Now I'm your best mistake. Now I'm your best mistake. Thank you. Okay. This one is actually the same spot. Okay, so this one is. No, or should I put it back?
Move it back like a tiny bit.
Okay.
Where was it?
A little bit. It was like there.
Okay, so
Solid.
yeah. Good. Awesome. Sorry, I tried to do that.
No, you're all good. It happens.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Your voice is just so powerful.
Oh,
Like,
thanks.
That was very looking at me. I really liked that one.
Okay, so this one's like new. I finished this like 2 weeks ago. It was a little bit of a weird situation where I had the first line for like months and then I like couldn't find it, and then like about 2 weeks ago it just all flooded over me in like an hour. It's a happy one. Oh my gosh, wait. Take two. Don't wanna get too sentimental, so if I do, it's accidental. You hug my waist as you fall asleep. I kinda like your company. I tend to keep my heart bolted shut with metal chains and iron locks. They come undone when you're underneath. It's just that simple. You found the key. So take me out and take me home. take me anywhere, 'cause I wanna go where you lead, where you follow. So take me everywhere as long as I'm yours. I'll feel the butterflies, the one look, I'm dizzy kind. I can't ignore. I'm love struck and starry eyed. Oh, you've got me hypnotized. 'Cause baby, I've been back and forth and up and down, but you turn the brave men to circus clowns, and your hand fits mine like a puzzle piece. You're not perfect, just perfect for me. And I still can't believe, but don't you agree? We just fit so easily, 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 oh, easily, baby. I got dressed up just to be let down, but something's different with you around. You say you're sweet with my candy lips. I roll my eyes, but I'm addicted. So breathe me in and breathe me out. I'm breathing clearly 'cause I lost all my doubt. And future's far, but when we're close, I can't imagine ever not being yours. Oh, I'm singing lullabies of us in my sleep at night. I can't ignore. Oh, you've got me starry-eyed. I'm love-struck and hypnotized. 'Cause baby, I've been north and south and hot and cold, but you turn the jokers to princes now, and your hand fits mine like it's meant to be. You're not perfect, just perfect for me. And I still can't believe, but it's natural instinct. We just fit so da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I feel the butterflies, the one look, I'm dying kind. I can't ignore. Oh, you've got me hypnotized each time I look in your eyes. 'Cause baby, fits so easily. Pinch me must be a dream. Your heartbeat sings to me. Want you like it's a need. We fit so easily. Think I can finally breathe. Darling, don't you agree? We love so easily, 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 oh, easily, baby. Thank you. I messed. Could you tell that I messed that one?
No.
Okay. I tried to switch in the moment, but I like messed up the second verse, and then like I fixed it, but two of the lines didn't rhyme. Like I don't care if like if it's not noticeable, I don't care. But okay, perfect.
Yeah, nobody knows the song but you, though.
Okay.
Whatever you
Okay.
say it is.
Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was just like, just keep going. It'll be fine. Okay. Perfect. Am I good, or should I do one more, or what's the?
I think sound design said we're all good.
Okay.
So are
Perfect.
you ready to do an interview?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm all good.
Cool.
Yay! Thank you.
You're watching WVUD Live Lounge. I'm Nikhil. I'm here with Kate Buck, who just gave us 4 of her songs. Kate, do you want to introduce yourself? Say who you are, what you do?
Sure. So, Yeah, I'm Kate. I am an English major at UD. And I started playing guitar when I was like 12, and then I started getting a lot more into it when I was about 16, after my first heartbreak, as expected, especially into songwriting. And then it's just been like a huge passion of mine, and honestly a coping mechanism ever since.
It's awesome.
Yeah, other things I do at UD are I'm very heavily involved in a cappella, writing center, shout out.
Sweet.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Heck yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
So you said you started at 12. What made you pick up your guitar in the first place?
So it's kind of funny, but we had to do an SDL project when I was in 6th grade, which is student directed learning, where you had to like teach yourself a new skill. And I had been wanting to learn guitar for a while, but I kind of just needed an excuse. And so my grandma took me to our like local music store, and she bought me like the prettiest guitar I've like ever seen. It's not even that one, but I have it at home. It's too precious to keep in my like college apartment. And then I just started learning like chords, and I played Long Live by Taylor Swift.
Heck yeah.
In front of my class.
That's
and
dope.
I
How'd
did
that
get
go?
100, so.
You got 100?
Yeah.
Was there a standing ovation? I assume so.
Unfortunately not.
Really?
I'm pretty sure half the class was asleep, but
That's
it's all right.
It's generally how it goes.
Yeah.
I can assure you.
I know.
Well,
The
I'd
6th
probably
graders
say.
should have been more with it.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, it's 6th grade. Lock in.
Exactly.
Do you still play on that guitar?
When I'm home, yeah.
Gotcha.
I actually, yeah, so that's been my main one for the past couple years, because that one's acoustic electric, so when I play gigs, I can just plug it in super easily.
Nice.
The one I first learned on is just acoustic, so that's the only reason I really don't have it here, besides just that it's like so sentimental that for some reason I'm scared something's
You
gonna
don't want
happen
that
to
in
it.
your college apartment.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I actually just got a new one. It's like gorgeous. I was gonna bring it today. It's an acoustic electric, but there's just something wrong with the bridge that I have to get fixed. So
That sucks.
yeah, it's okay. It'll be an
many-
easy fix.
How many guitars have you had in your general time frame?
So I've had 3. But my family isn't like super musical, but my brother did play guitar growing up. So he had 2. And then my other brother very briefly learned, as in like a week, but he can play a couple songs. And he had one as well. So I kind of would like hop around, but
Nice.
I had 3 of my own.
Gotcha. Sweet. What's your favorite thing about making music?
Ooh, I guess just that like feeling empowered in like my own emotions and being able to kind of take ownership of things that I think I used to be ashamed of when I was like a lot younger. Because I think it's really easy to get in like a negative feedback loop of like, oh, I'm sad, I'm such a loser, and then you're like, I'm a loser because I think I'm a loser, and then you just get in that
Yeah,
like,
it's a cycle.
oh, like it never stops. And I feel like for me, songwriting was like a big thing for being like, we're breaking this, and like these emotions don't have to be something you're ashamed of. They can be something you share
That's awesome.
and are proud of.
I think that's a really powerful thing for someone like the age of 12 to learn. I think a lot of people still struggle with that sort of creative output. That kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I mean, yeah. So I started at 12. I was still just playing Taylor Swift songs, but I
That has its own
Listen,
emotion, though. That's
it's
fantastic.
so much.
Yeah,
so much.
totally.
I was 12, like screaming like all too well,
Oh.
just like
I'm 22 screaming all too well. Come on.
just like pretending I was like devastated. When like the only thing I was devastated by that day was that my mom like wouldn't let me have more Oreos.
Oh,
But
that's worse than heartbreak, though. That's
honestly,
really hard.
maybe.
That's horrible.
But yeah, I started like officially writing. I guess I did kind of start when I was 12, but they weren't like real. I had like a couple. I started consistently writing songs when I was 15 or 16.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So obviously since you've been writing for probably almost a decade, or playing for almost a decade, I guess your influences have changed. Obviously you said Taylor Swift, big influence at the start.
Still.
Where do you still
Still.
where do you go, like, I guess apart from Taylor Swift, if it's only Taylor Swift, that's fantastic too. But like, what kind of things do you pull from when you make your music?
Well, okay, let's see. I feel like I go through so many different phases of artists that I like and genres that I like. I mean, I emphasize Taylor Swift so much just because I think she's the reason I got into songwriting, as opposed to just like playing.
because, I mean, obviously, I feel like so many people in our generation just were like, she's, you know, I was, like, just, like, mesmerized by, like, her as a performer, and that was when I was like, wait, I can, like, really, like, I can, like, be my honest self and make it kind of a type of, like, entertainment. But I went through a phase where, like, Bishop Briggs was really, like, big for me. And then, honestly, I just, like, because I do write pop music and I love pop, like, all the people you would kind of expect, like, Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter,
of course.
Gracie Abrams.
Yeah.
I think I just really like Noah Kahan is actually a really big one. And I've honestly been that way, I think, in, like, when I was, like, whenever Busy Head came out, I think it was 2019.
Yeah.
That was when I was really like, oh, like, I can really do, like, that was an Noah Kahan album. I can really, like, express myself in a way that not only empowers me, but empowers other people. And I feel like that album was, like, a big game changer for me. In terms of, like, lyrics.
Yeah, that's a good album.
Yeah.
I think it's been a while since I've listened to it. I'll have to get back into it.
Yeah, you should.
Big fan of that stuff. So we're talking about how your sound has evolved over time. The 4 songs you've played, you said, was it the second one was one that you wrote when you were 16, going through heartbreak, of course, and that's a very hard thing to go through. And I can kind of see, compared to the song that you wrote, or the one that you finalized around 2 weeks ago, compared to 16, but you yourself, how have you seen that evolution progress? I've sort of asked this question, but like more technically, if you've seen it that way.
I guess I've seen, I mean, definitely just, like, lyrical development, and I guess just me as a person, like, becoming less naive. I think that shows through in my lyrics. But also, like, equally as angsty, so I don't really know. But I guess I would also say, like, I'm much more, I'll experiment with my voice and melodies a lot more. Or, like, I would say, honestly, until I joined, because I transferred here my sophomore year, but when I joined a cappella, then, you know, it was a whole, first of all, like, everyone in my group was, like, and just everyone in general, so, like, talented.
Oh, yeah.
They helped me so much with learning how to, like, belt, and, like, or just not even learning as much as being, like, I can do this. Like, I can use my voice and be loud. Because I was really scared of my own voice for a really long time.
Really?
Belting, like, really scared me. You know, I mean, I still can't really do, like, runs, but I'm getting there. Slowly.
I feel like when you were belting on that song, that was fantastic. I could feel the rhythm. It was really good.
Yeah, no, I honestly, like, I attribute that to just, like, listening to my friends all the time. Honestly, sometimes it's just, like, them, like, joking around and being in Target and being like, ah!
Sure.
And me being like, so how'd you do that?
Yeah, right, exactly.
They'll, like, fully just, like, go off in a store.
Some people are just, like, so
crazy.
naturally talented and could just sing like
this
that.
This isn't real. You're not real. But yeah, I think that was a big thing that I learned. And then also, like, with the last song I played, Easily.
Oh, yeah.
That chorus, I was, like, originally wrote it so high. And I was like, okay, I still want to belt. Because I don't have a lot of songs where I belt. Like, the first one I belt at the end. But I don't have one that's, like, a big chorus. And I feel like I would never do that when I was 16.
Right.
Like, I would just be like, I'm going to be small. And I had barely even performed at that point when I was 16. I was kind of just getting into it. And even then, it was, like, maybe once, twice a year. So, yeah.
How often do you perform now? Obviously, it's once or twice a year then, but...
So, it depends on the semester, honestly.
Well, yeah.
Because in the summer, I played almost every week or every other week. I guess it was every other week, yeah.
Wow.
Once every 2 weeks. And then, but during the semester, I try to limit it more because I'm singing so much with a cappella, and also just, like, I am an academic gal.
That's true. How do you balance those two things?
Well, honestly, sometimes I don't know, but I do it.
That's true.
Last semester, it was, like, crazy, because I was, like, luckily I took my songwriting class last semester, so that, like, forced me to write. And for me, like, when something's on canvas and it has a grade, I'm getting it done. Like,
that's true.
So that helped me write a lot of songs, because I prioritized it more. And I still write a lot, but I would say it's more like 1 or 2 songs a month instead of like 1 or 2 a week, which is what it was like last semester with that class. But yeah, it's just like, it was a lot of late nights. Now my Google Calendar is so specific, and I'm just like, like, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna do it?
Yeah,
but then I
know.
do. So
that's just the beauty of being a student in general.
Yeah.
I don't know how we do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
No,
don't think
exactly.
I do it, actually.
I feel like college is one of the busiest times in your life where you're putting so much work into stuff you're doing yourself.
Oh, yeah. You know you're busy when you're putting, like, social gatherings in your Google Calendar because you know that you don't have time for other things.
Yeah. It's a real adult moment when
it's
you're
an
like...
adult moment, all right.
Me and my friend, Jake, I don't know. He does stuff at WVUD, so I don't know if you guys know him. But Kalinowski, we, like, planned something, like, 3 weeks in advance, and we both, like, I put it in my Google Calendar, and it was, like, an hour slot where we were just, like, we were eating dinner, but we were, like, this is the only time we can do it. And you have to schedule in advance.
You're so busy all the time.
Yeah, finding schedules to line up is so difficult.
It's impossible. It's just gotten to the point where I have to get my friends to call me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it is. Anyway.
Or you do it when you're procrastinating.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Just like all the time.
Yeah.
Basically. We can get back to music. So we're talking about how your songwriting has evolved. What's the part of the songwriting process and the songs that you make that you love the most? About specifically your music.
Oh.
This is like an exercise in like self-worth and like positivity.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Have you heard my songs?
No, it's fantastic, yeah.
I guess I think I have like I like that my like melodies flow kind of naturally.
I'd agree, yeah.
And I think that's partly just because like I don't know if it's just because like I was like so entranced by music as a kid that it's just like I feel like I'm so used to like kind of knowing what like a pop melody
what comes
is.
next. Yeah.
Like, and when it doesn't, it sounds so cheesy, but like I do it off of feeling. Like, if I write something and I'm like, like if it's not stuck in my head, then it's not it.
I like that. Okay. Yeah.
It's so like rewarding when my own song gets stuck in my head.
100%.
I'm like, oh my gosh, wait.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like humming something and then I'll be like, what's that from? And I'll be like, it's from me. So,
I did that.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's really cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's like my favorite thing about my own stuff. I honestly like how honest it is. Like, sometimes it's like, when I first started sharing songs I wrote, it would always be like, oh, now this audience is gonna know my deepest thoughts.
Pouring your soul out to a bunch of people that you just met.
But then, I mean, but I got over that pretty quickly. And also, it was just kind of like, now that I've, like, expanded my songwriting more, like, a lot of the stuff I write, or, like, is, like, inspired by other stuff, or it's, like, lightly inspired by stuff. Like, I'll meet someone once, and maybe I'll write a song about it, like, or, like, it'll just be, like, there was an exercise I did last semester for my class where it was, like, make up a story and write a song about it. And, like, I kind of started doing that more. And it also, like, I put myself in, like, the character's position, like I am the character, but it also, it's a little, like, it makes me feel a little better about, straight up being like, this is my song that I'm playing now.
Right, yeah.
Because when I do that at gigs, I usually don't say it until after, because it's just the type of thing where it feels extra vulnerable.
Yeah, I bet.
Especially when it's, like, the first time. Like, I think it would be one thing, like, obviously it's different when I play in front of, like, my friends and family. Like, they know the deal. They've heard the song before.
Of course.
But yeah.
Yeah, I especially liked that vulnerability when you were playing. I could feel like because you have these not one-liners, but you say something and then it's just like a gut punch. But it's
thank you.
It's like authentic. You know what I mean? I can't think of any right now because I'm an idiot. But I can tell that you put a lot of passion into those words.
I feel like the gut punching lines are the ones that just spill out of me. Like, I know in 16 months, my friends always are like, oh, at the line that's like, at the line that's like, You love all her scars, but you made half of
that
mine.
That one was crazy.
They're always like, wait,
yeah,
what?
Absolutely ate.
And that's one where like it just like I feel like half the time when I'm writing, I just like word vomit.
Yeah. Well, tell us more about that songwriting process.
Oh, it's so different for honestly, when I'm writing, I feel like I like black out. Like so much time can pass, I have no idea.
Right.
I'm like so locked in, and I can like basically what I do is like it's different for every song. Sometimes it's literally 20 minutes, like the one that was inspired by Sabrina Carpenter, the Best Mistake. I wrote that in like 20 minutes.
Really?
Like it was just like, and I was like, I think it was partly because that deadline was coming up. I was like, I want to go to bed.
You have to do it.
So I was just like, lock in, and then it just spilled out of me. But the last one, like I said, easily, that I had, not to get too personal, but my first date with my boyfriend, I like wrote that first line after, and I was like,
that was the one that you had stuck in your head for a few months that you were trying to finish.
Exactly. And I was also like, I think part of me was like scared. I had never written a love song before, just to be so transparent. I even have a song called I've Never Written a Love Song.
Oh, really? Okay, awesome.
So for me, I was like, I don't know how to write about this.
That's hard.
Just because I was like, you know, I feel like I'm a pretty guarded person when it comes to that stuff, especially, as you can tell. I feel like all the other songs kind of show why.
Well, of course, yeah.
But for me, it was like I was sitting on that for like, I guess almost 3 months. And then I think it was also just as I got closer with him, I had more to write about. And I also was like, oh, I can say this without being like creepy and weird.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
I get that.
Because I actually do have one song that was like an almost love song about a guy that I met for like an hour. And I never saw him again.
That's real though. That's powerful.
But it was also like that song was even like, God, I feel like the point of it was like, I feel crazy and delusional. Whereas the other one was more like, oh, like this.
Yeah.
You know?
How many songs are you sitting on right now? You said you've been sitting on that one for months.
Oh, well, I have over 300 things in my notes app.
Really?
So a lot of those are, some of those are songs, a lot of those are just one-liners. Honestly, most of them I probably won't go back to.
Okay, sure.
I don't really go back to one unless it is really stuck in my head. Right now, I honestly don't have any right now, because since I like just finished Easily, like I feel like when I close one, I'm like satisfied until I just pick up my guitar and like in my free time, and then I just play something, and then I'm like, oh, there's that. Or actually,
right.
I do have like a couple concepts in my notes app that I thought of earlier this week. But it's the type of thing where I'm just like on the way to class, and I'm like, oh, write that down. And then I do.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And you play pop music, you said. Obviously, this is very poppy.
Mostly.
What,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
What kind of,
I was like,
well, like what kind of music, if you could delve into something else, and you could say anything. Like if you said EDM, I'd be like, word. But like, if like, what kind of music do you think that is something you kind of want to look into, if anything?
I mean, I like love the idea of like doing more like rock pop or like, I don't say full rock because I feel like I just like wouldn't fit that.
Oh, okay.
Kind of. But I would like love to do more like rock inspired stuff. And even like alt rock. I love like stuff that makes me want to like prance around in a field.
Hell yeah. Exactly.
Like Hippocampus and like.
Yeah.
I love like the Main. Like and like the Strokes.
Oh,
like,
the Strokes are incredible, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like something inspired by that, but still like feels like me.
Sure, it's like garage rock a little bit, White Stripes kind of thing. Why don't you do it? What's holding you back from sort of going in that direction?
I don't know if anything's holding me back as much as I just kind of like go with what feels right in the moment, and like right now I'm just in a place where like pop is just it just like spills out of me.
It works.
And also like just with like Sabrina's new album out, like
yeah, I mean we are living.
I'm just always like
golden age. Oh yeah.
like,
oh yeah. Well, because it's Chaperone, Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh,
like, we
love
have so much.
Yeah,
we have so much stuff happening. Boy Genius, obviously incredible.
Yeah, I'm just like, I feel like it's just, like, what comes natural to me
Mm-hmm.
right now. And I think also a lot of that has to do with the fact that, like, just to be so real, like, I don't have a band. I don't know how to produce stuff.
Sure.
All I know how to do is play guitar and piano, and I don't have my keyboard in my apartment, so...
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, my
Shout out.
guitar's over there.
Shout
So
out
my
that guy.
guitar is what I have. And pop/acoustic pop and singer-songwriter style. It's just what comes out.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
What's your dream venue to play? Like anything in the world, if you can think of it.
Okay, well, I guess I've always had, like, a fascination with, like, Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, because when I was 13,
Mm-hmm.
I went through, like, a big, like, Meghan Trainor phase.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, like, so funny now.
I was like when she was starting to pop off,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
When she was, like, when, like, All About That Bass and stuff, where
Oh my
I was
gosh.
just, like, I just loved her, like, little doo-wop style.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And my dad took me to see her at Radio City, and I was like, wow. I guess in a way I kind of have sung there, because my a cappella group sung before the Rockettes one show 2 years ago, which was, like, so cool, and I was like, wow. But I would also, like, love to, like, if I could, like, play my songs there.
Like solo.
I feel like that would be, like, so, like, sentimental for me, because I just remember as a kid, like, sitting in the audience, and I was like, I'm coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm coming back here. And I was even, like, emotional about it when we went for a cappella, because I was like, I did it! It's not what I thought, but I did!
That's awesome.
And honestly, I count that.
That's
so.
no, that counts. If you're on
So-
stage, I feel like that counts.
And I'm, you know, like, they're my best friends, so.
Yeah.
It was just, like, I was like, not only am I here, but I'm here with, like, some of the people that mean the most to me, so. It was just very sentimental.
A very powerful moment.
Yeah.
100%. What kind of advice would you give to aspiring songwriters, people that are
Oh my
struggling?
gosh,
to
I
pick
feel
up the
like
guitar?
I'm an aspiring songwriter.
I mean, you are a songwriter, though.
Yeah.
I guess someone
I guess
who...
it's just because we're, like, in college.
Yeah. Someone who hasn't, or maybe is starting to pick up the guitar, sort of wants to make music, but doesn't really know where to start.
I guess I would say just don't censor yourself.
Mm.
And don't think about what other people are hearing. Think about what you, like, feel.
Mm.
Like, don't... Yeah, because I feel like if you're always thinking about what are people going to think when they hear this, or, like, is this too much or is this too little, you're just limiting yourself so much. Or you're, like, with any type of writing, it's kind of like that. Like, you need to let yourself write and, like, just see what happens, and you don't know what you'll discover when you write. I always like to say, and I've heard a lot of my teachers say this too, is that writing is discovery. And I think that's so true, because half of these songs that I wrote, I had no idea how I felt about a situation until I wrote the song.
Really?
Yeah, because it just, like, happened. And I think that's because I gave myself the space to just write. And write without boundaries.
When you start a song, you don't know how it's going to end? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's kind of different for every song. I kind of know that I don't love having all my choruses be the same.
Right. Okay.
And I kind of like, I do like it to tell a story. Like, I like the last chorus or last whatever to add, like, a different element, or
Sure.
like kind of have or like a resolution. Like, I liked, like, 16 Months. I remember when I wrote that, I didn't plan for the ending to happen that way. I think I was just in a place where when I was writing it, and then as I got through the hard parts, I was like, I felt a lot better after writing them down. And then I was like, I don't want this to be a song where I'm just dwelling on how my ex-boyfriend or ex-situationship, I hate that phrase, my ex-situationship is now with another girl that is, like, telling me everything about
That's messy.
him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, like, I wasn't really there for it, and I wanted it to be more like, no, like, you know what, like, this is what's happening, but it doesn't matter because I'm happy, and I'm happier on my own now. And I think after writing the other parts of that song, that was truly how I felt. Like, I was like, okay, like, I mean, it's called 16 Months because it happened 16 months after.
Right.
And I was like, how am I still hung up on this kid 16 months later? But then, like, something just clicked in my brain while I was writing it, and I was like, no, like, I'm okay. Like,
That's awesome.
it's good.
There was a lot of emotional maturity in that song, I feel, like coming from
I feel like
such a young age.
when I
would say.
wrote that, I like matured as I was writing.
Oh, yeah. I feel
You
like
should have heard some of the other ones from that time period.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, they were petty.
Really?
Petty.
Oh, Jesus. We're going to need another song, actually, for this one.
Very 16, very petty.
Mm.
My friends love them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they love them.
Oh, totally.
And I honestly love them too. But I just laugh when I play them because I'm like, this is so angsty for what? Like, I know. I mean, I guess I know what for.
Right.
But
exactly.
it's just funny looking back.
Yeah. I think that kind of goes along with the emotional maturity stuff. Like as you progress, you look back, you're like, dang, I really wrote that. Dang.
Yeah. Oh, and you can't get away from it.
Oh, no.
Especially when like
it's who you are.
Especially if your friends like the song and they ask you to play it. Like my friends from high school.
Mm-hmm.
they're like, what about that? What's it called? And I'm like,
it's like your parents talking about friends you haven't talked to in like 10 years.
I'm
bring
like,
it back
yeah,
up
like
constantly.
It was so funny because like I wrote so many songs about that one situation, and I remember I was playing them once. My dad was like this was like 6 years later. Was like, oh wait, I remember that kid.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, do we need to do this right now?
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So where do you go from here? You've said that you just finished this song 2 weeks ago. Easy.
Easily. Yeah.
Easily. My fault.
No worries. No worries.
Where do you go from here? Where do you do you have like a more? This is a more positive song for you.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna keep going in that direction? Are we on like a positive?
I hope so.
Positive arc.
Oh my gosh, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
But also truthfully, I write when I'm when I'm not happy.
It's
usually.
the most powerful emotion.
Because like I do use it a lot as a coping mechanism. Like I don't think I really write to be like, oh, I want to write a song now. I'm like, oh my gosh, this thought is eating me alive. I need to get it out.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, if I'm bored and have time, I'll do that. But truthfully, like the reality of like college semester is like I don't have much time to be bored, so I feel like I'm rarely like just picking up my guitar out of boredom. It's more so like, oh my god, I'm like craving music right now, or like I like need to get this out of me.
The art emerges from you.
Yeah.
At a certain point in time.
Except for like maybe if I get another like hook stuck in my head and it warrants a happy song.
You
then
need
I'll
to
write
get that out as well.
Like easily it was like I like those chords. I was just like.
Oh yeah, totally.
I
could see that. Yeah, you seemed like you were having fun playing that song.
And it also just, not to be gross, but it just makes me happy because it like reminds me of everything.
That's
the
not
song's
gross.
about.
I feel like that's so sweet.
Love.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, where can people find you?
Okay. I mean, Instagram is just katebuck_, but there's also like YouTube. There's a couple shorts on there. I'm trying to add more to it when people take videos for my gigs, which I've been having to like, because I've like played enough gigs now that like my friends are used to it. They stopped taking videos, so I'm trying to get more of those. But YouTube is Kate-Buck-Music.
Got it. Easy to remember.
I think.
Easy.
It's definitely a dash
Buck,
and not an underscore.
music.
And then
Kate Buck Topic.
SoundCloud, there's like some like mediocre like acoustic recordings from my phone. I think that's just Kate Buck.
Got it. Sweet.
Yeah. So if you know my name, it should be good.
It should be all right. I feel like they should know your name at this point.
Yeah, hopefully.
Do you want to shout out anything else?
No.
Got it. Thank you so much for being here with us. Appreciate the music.
Of course.
That was fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, I feel like my answers were so long.
No, that was brilliant. I was
trying to give...